Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play chess for beginners in case you want to learn. So, pieces and how they move. There are 6 types of pieces on a chessboard. You have a pawn to start off with. They're very small, they go up in the front row. Okay, I'll go over how they move in a little bit. You have the rook in the back corners. This one right here. There is the knight. Okay. The knight will go next to the rook on either side. Right here and right here. The bishop, which will go next to the king and queen inside of the knights. And then in the middle you have the king and queen. The queen is always placed on its color. So I actually messed up here in placing this. The queen goes on the black space right here, and over here the white queen would go on the white space, and then the king next to it. So the pawns, on their first move, they can go 1 or 2 spaces. After that move, they can only go 1. To attack and take another piece, they would move diagonally. So, over to here, or over to here. Like if there was a pawn right here, and this one came up, this pawn would next be able to go over 1 space diagonally and take that one. They are not able to attack forward, so if I had 2 next to each other, this one could not go right here and take that. Also with the pawns, when they reach the back row, so for the black pawns back here, and for the white pawns over here, once they reach that row, they'll become a queen. And I'll go over how the queen moves in a little bit. So our next piece is the rook, also known as a castle. They can move in either forward, backward, to the left, or to the right as far as they want to attack. So, say the other person took this pawn out, the rook would be able to go up and take this piece. They can also attack to the side and backwards. So if this was right here, and this person's knight was back here, it could go back and take this. And then the same thing for left and right. So next up, you guessed it, the knight. So the knights move very weirdly. It's hard to describe, but imagine you have a rectangle of 6 pieces. So let's say here, 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 and here. So these 6 pieces, and the knight was right here. So the knight would move halfway across that little rectangle. So, to right here. After a while, I get the hang of it. So, if my knight was right here, this is the only piece that can jump over other pieces. So it can move to right here, and then back over. Then it can come in, take this pawn, go over, take the queen, and you get the idea. It takes a lot of stuff. It's very hard to get, but very hard to move. After the knight, we have the bishop. So the bishops are very similar to the rooks or the castles, as we went over earlier. They can move in any of 4 directions, but instead of left, forward, right, and back, they can go diagonally. So if it was right here, it would be able to go diagonal across the white spaces over to take this, the pawn. And as like the rook and the pawns, they cannot jump over any pieces. Again, the knight's the only one that can do that. It's like, can't really see it with the knight, with the king in the way. But if this pawn was up 1 space, then this bishop would be able to slide right out to here, as far as it would want to go. time for the most powerful piece on the board, the queen. So queens look very different on different boards. A different one on another board I have is this. But the queen is like a combination of the bishops and the rooks. So here's a little math lesson. This plus this equals dun 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 dun, this. So the queen can move forward as far as it wants, to the left as far as it wants, to the right as far as it wants, and back as far as it wants, as well as diagonal in any direction. So, most powerful piece on the board. It's hard to get, takes a lot of pieces out. And also it is right next to the king, which is the whole point of the game, to protect it. So that's the queen. Next we have, so the king would go on the opposite color space. So like the two center back spaces are for the king and the queen. The black king would go on the white space, and the white king would go on the black space. Easy way of remembering where it goes. The king is just like the queen, but it can only go in one space any direction. So if my king was right here, it could only jump one in any direction. So those are all the pieces. Now time to move over to a few game terminology, as I would call it, sort of. So like any game, there has to be a way to end it. And in chess, it's all about taking the king. Once you take the king, the game's over, and whoever took the opposite team's king wins the game. So with all the pieces, the way they attack others, they need to try to take the king. So like, let's say the bishop. If, let's say, my kingside bishop moves out to here, and this pawn's already out, I would say check, because in the next move, I'm able to take the king. So when you're in a position where you are able to take the king, you say check to let the person know you're able to take it. So now, whoever is playing as the white pieces, they would need a way to either move their king out the way or block it with another piece. So right now, they could use their knight, put it right here to block it, take their bishop, put it right here to block it, or move up their queen to block it. And if they're not able to do anything to stop it, then I would say checkmate, because they can't do anything to save it. So like, if here, let me think of a way to explain this. So I could say all these pieces are gone. Whoop, you're all coming with me. So all these pieces are gone, and it's just the king. Let's say one of my rooks go right here, or right here. So now the king cannot move into this entire row, because you are not allowed to put yourself into a check position. And then let's say it couldn't happen, but this rook was up here. It couldn't jump over that piece. So if that rook was then up there, I would say checkmate, because there's nothing this king can do. There's nothing to block it, and it can't move anywhere. If it moves right here, it can be taken. If it moves right here, it can be taken by this one. Moves right here, taken by this one. Here, taken by this one. And then back right here, taken by this one. So I would say checkmate, and I would win the game. So that is how the game finishes. Chess games could go 5 minutes to a few hours. You never know how hard it'll be. So there is still a lot of stuff I haven't gone over in this video in chess, like castling and a few other good moves. But this is just a video to get you started, get you going on the chess game. So if you really like the video, if you think I described everything perfectly, drop a like down below the video. Subscribe for more videos coming from me. Make sure to leave an idea. And I'll see you next video. Have a good one.